Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we've got some answers. So, this ComSat didn't actually crash. It was just thrown out of the Duna system. Let's go ahead and switch to that quick. We've got a little bit of time here, and I want to investigate what the level of fuel here is. We have lots of fuel. Excellent. We do have a connection as well, but we can't do a mystery goo observation for obvious reasons. We've already done it. So, with that in mind, we're going to be altering this trajectory, but not right now. Because what I want to do is I want to go to the apoapsis and push the periapsis a little bit away from Duna to be like out here-ish. And that should be pretty doable, all things considered. That said, we need to fly this ComSat first and get this actually braked. So let's switch to that. And then, yeah, the sun has no surface to scan indeed. And then we'll head over to Duna, which is where we were going anyway. And we have this periapsis, which is not amazingly ideal, but it is going the correct direction at least, which is something. So we'll go ahead and add in a maneuver here to brake, but we just want to go the bare minimum, about like that. Because our inclination is really bad. And we want to fix that, which would be where? Somewhere like here in the orbit. But it obviously isn't going to work just yet. So let's go ahead and warp to our next maneuver, but I'm going to go ahead and get ourselves rotated over first. We do still have 264 Delta V in our main tank here. That's a little bit insane. To the point where we're having a bit of trouble turning because of the sheer weight of this thing. Okay, there we go. Good enough. So let's go ahead and warp to next maneuver. And off we go. That is a lot of science that we're getting. I like that a lot. Or are we done getting science? That may be all of the science. But I'll take it. Okay, what is our trajectory of our other satellite going to look like when we get there? We're getting kind of close. I think once we finish our maneuvering here, we'll be pretty much in position with this ComSat. So that's good, because the way it sits right now, we are eventually going to get another interception with Duna. It's just a matter of when. It may be a very, very long time, but I'd kind of like this thing to be in between Duna and Dress at this point, since it's here anyway. Thank you, unintentional gravity assist. Okay. Here we are, at our burn location. This will be a 21-second burn. So obviously we'll burn this at about T-minus 10.5 seconds. I'll go ahead and warp towards that a little bit. And off we go. We'll go ahead and ditch our main stage finally. And now we're on our maneuvering stage, which is slightly overkill. Go ahead and change our heading slightly to match the maneuver node a little bit better. Okay. That should be good enough, right? Yes, that's good enough. Now then, we've got our ascending and descending nodes over here, so we're going to need to change our inclination a fair amount. So we'll go ahead and go right there. And yeah, that should be correct. Seems good. We'll do a maneuver there, and then Just trying to get our view lined up here so that I can eyeball this. That's close enough. Okay, we're gonna need a bit of retrograde thrown in there. That's about right-ish. No, not like that. Retrograde like that. There we go. Okay, how is that looking? We need to move substantially more. So let's go, actually substantially less with the retrograde in there. So let's just hit this plane. Right like that. And now our periapsis isn't quite right, but we can adjust that after this burn when we're not going to be messing with our inclination anymore, because that inclination is pretty much correct. So let's head up to our maneuver node. Like so, and then warp to next maneuver. There we go, 16-second burn. 117 meters per second to change this much trajectory is kind of insane. I expected it to be far higher. Anyway, we'll burn this at T-minus 8 seconds. There we go. And let's just finish this burn off. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So next, we need to change our periapsis here to be over here, sure, but I want to burn it slightly later-ish. And we'll need to maybe get a bit of a radial burn in there to avoid this encounter. Oh, come on. There we go. Keep going a bit more radially. And then a bit more retrograde. I mean, we've got plenty of delta V to keep doing these radial burns. It's fine. Okay, that should be close enough, but I'm going to push it out slightly further. That was in. I'm going to push it out slightly further. And then try to bring it down a little bit. That looks nice. Okay, so 141.9 meters per second is not the most efficient that we could have done this, but we have plenty to spare, so I don't really care. And let's go ahead and warp to next maneuver. Excellent. This will be at T-minus 7 seconds. And I overshot it. Of course I did. Oh well. Okay. Need to be relatively precise with this maneuver. About like that. Perfect. Okay, and then exactly at this periapsis, we will go ahead and do a retrograde burn. Oh, we have an encounter here. Basically immediately. Do we need to do an orbit? We may need to do an orbit here before we do this. Or maybe after we do this? Wait. If we completely reverse our directionality, we can kinda get there. Ike is in a really awkward spot, though. Like, if we do an orbit, then yeah, we can do that. I don't want to reverse our directionality because we're going the correct direction. Oh man. Ike is just being a jerk. I think we're gonna have to wait for Ike to leave. I'm gonna go ahead and warp to here for right now. Okay. Gonna cancel this. We now have an encounter with Ike that I don't want. Oof. Can we do the maneuver here and just burn extra fuel to make this properly happen? Okay. Man, Ike is being a complete and total jerk right now. What's our encounter with Ike look like? Okay, we're not going to hit it, but we are going to be flung out of the Duna system. We need to do something about this. Okay. We could maybe do something kind of like this, and then circularize around Duna, and then push back out. Although I want this maneuver gone. I want this maneuver gone. There we go. So something kind of like... Man, that gets us an Ike encounter. Something like this. That way we don't mess up our inclination. I really don't like doing it this way, but Ike is just being a complete jerk. We're gonna have to pull out of orbit here. So we'll go ahead and warp to our next maneuver. And then we're just gonna have to push out and hope that we don't have Ike encounters. And then after we complete the contract, then we'll get out of here. Like, we'll raise the orbit up above Ike, probably. Not below. Well, maybe below. Okay, so this is going to be a 25-second burn. I'm going to go ahead and warp forward to about 12 seconds. Should be able to just lock retrograde for this. And I'm going to stop this burn the moment the Ike encounter goes away. Okay. So we basically had to go the whole distance. Excellent. Well, at this point, we may as well, I think, circularize just to push back out. Make that a little bit easier. Something along the lines of that. We haven't messed with our inclination, so that's solid. Go ahead and warp to next maneuver. And I just don't want anything to do with Ike right now. But doing it this way, we can choose whether we go after the apoapsis or the periapsis, depending on where this jerk is. Yeah, that's right. Get out of here, you. Nobody likes you. Okay, so this is going to be a 14-second burn. That is to say, a 28-second burn at T-minus 14 seconds. I wasn't very clear with that, I suppose. I mean, we've got plenty of delta V to do this, so I'm not too concerned. Okay. That should be good. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will complete this contract. And then, after that, we will go and alter the trajectory of this probe. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.